This is Westward Television, and we're broadcasting from the transmitters of the Independent Broadcasting Authority. Today is Saturday, the 19th of September.
All the advertisements that you will see on this channel today have been cleared by the IBA and the television companies in accordance with the statutory requirements of the Independent Broadcasting Authority Act and the IBA Code of Advertising Standards and Practice.
Hello children, hello everyone. Look at the clock. It says 7 o'clock. Is that the time when you get up in the morning? Perhaps you don't have to get up until 7:30 or even 8 o'clock. But what have I got here? A flannel and a toothbrush. Is that one of the first things you have to do when you get up in the morning? Wash all that sleepy dust out of your eyes. Sometimes you don't clean your teeth until after breakfast. And then you have to make sure that there's no egg left round your face. And Mum and Dad come chasing you and saying, "Have you really cleaned your teeth?" Well, sometimes children try and escape having their faces washed altogether. But I think if you didn't do the job properly, your teacher might know what you've had for breakfast. Now, in our country, we pay a great deal of attention to keeping our hands and faces clean. But in the country where Jesus lived, they paid a great deal of attention to keeping their feet clean. Now, Palestine was very hot, and the roads that they walked along weren't like our roads and pavements. They were very dusty tracks and pathways. And Jesus and his friends didn't wear shoes and socks like you do. They just wore very open sandals on their bare feet, and that meant by the end of the day their feet were very dirty and dusty. Well, I think if you played outside without your shoes and socks on and then looked at the soles of your feet, you might discover that they turned very black and very dirty. And so the people in that country had a special custom. They used to stand a large jar of cool water just inside the doorway of the house. You see, they didn't have any taps or wash basins or baths like we have in most of our houses. So they used to put this big jar of cool water inside the doorway so that when someone came into the house, they were able to wash the dust off their hot feet. Well, wouldn't it seem strange if Mum did that for you when you came home from school? Now, sometimes Jesus talked to his friends, and one day he said to them that it wasn't just enough to be clean on the outside, but that you had to be clean inside as well. Now, that was a very strange thing to say. Imagine trying to scrub with your flannel down inside. But what Jesus was really trying to say was that it wasn't enough just to look nice and clean with nice clean faces, but that we had to be nice, kind, friendly, happy people as well. I brought someone along to show you. Here is Amanda. Now, Amanda hasn't got egg round her face. In fact, she looks nice and clean. She's got a clean dress on as well. She could be going to a party. But I'm sorry to say that Amanda isn't as nice as she looks. Do you know what she did the other day at school? She picked up the black paintbrush and splashed it all over the other children's paintings because she thought they were better than hers. And then out in the playground, she pushed one of the smaller children down the steps and made them cry. And last night at home, she shouted at Mummy because she couldn't stay up late. Well, I don't think that's very nice, do you? I hope you wouldn't be like that. You see, Amanda isn't as nice as she looks. And so will you remember that it's not just good enough to have a nice clean face, but that we've also got to be nice, friendly, happy people as well. There's a nice face here. Someone's done a lovely face using all sorts of bits and pieces. Claire Trump has done that. And here's one that James Reese has done. I think they've used lots of wool and string and things like that. Thank you, James, for that smiling face. I wonder if you'd like to send me a picture of perhaps you cleaning your face or brushing your teeth in the morning. Actually, Gus Honeybun's looking a bit worried because he thinks I'm going to come at him with a wet flannel and a toothbrush, so we'd better watch out. Goodbye now. Goodbye.
Stand by for action. We are about to launch Stingray. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
What's wrong with X20? He should have answered my call 10 marine minutes ago.
Surface Agent X20 reporting, Your Majesty. I'm sorry for the delay, but
Save your excuses. There's work to be done. All our plans for the destruction of Stingray have been to no avail.
Yes, Your Majesty.
If we cannot destroy the craft, we must ruin the efficiency of the crew. Or better still, have them replaced with inexperienced aquanauts.
A masterful scheme, Your Excellency. But how can I get them relieved of duty?
Don't ask me, you fool. I give the orders. You think of ways to carry them out.
Oh, why must Titan always give me the impossible tasks?
That's the operation, Atlanta. There's millions and millions of gallons of oil in that container tube. And it needs just one small ship to tow it.
Oil floats on water. Everyone knows that. But this is an old idea, surely, sir.
Maybe the idea is old, but the material that tube's made of is new. That's why we can carry such a big quantity of crude oil. I know what you're going to ask next. Why is Stingray on escort duty?
That's right.
Well, the big brass are treating this with top priority. They wanted the best, and they got it. Well, that concludes the lecture. Let's get back to... Hey.
Sir, are you okay?
Yeah. It's just that I forgot the window washers were at work today. Kind of startled me.
What they don't realize is that I'm cleaning their windows so that I can see them more clearly.
Stingray from tower. Stingray from tower.
Everything's as it should be, Atlanta. Routine report.
Message received and understood.
Okay, fella. Your move. Well. You've let yourself in for a whole heap of trouble. Game.
Save it, phones. It's time for another ocean check.
What, again?
Yeah, again.
Why, there can't be another ship or craft within 10 miles of us. This is as good a place as any. The oil must come this way. It's a bold plan, but this echo transmitter could do the trick. And it works by remote control. Stingray should be in range by now. Let's hope they're listening in.
Got something?
Well, there's some kind of underwater craft down there, that's for sure.
Can you get a fix on his position?
Nothing could be easier. Should be inside any second now.
I can't see a thing. You must have made a mistake, phones.
No sign of Stingray. So, my little scheme has worked. I'll switch off the echo sounder. It's done its work. It stopped.
Stingray from tow vessel, emergency! Emergency! We're on fire! There's nothing we can do! We're abandoning ship!
Roger. Proceeding at full speed to pick up survivors. Look at that! There's nothing we can do except pick up the survivors and head for home.
Okay, Troy, and come back with some answers. They'd better be good, 'cause, brother, you're gonna need 'em.
Hiya, Brad. How are things going at the
They're not going too well.
Okay. Let's have some order. I said order. That's better. Now, to summarize, we don't know, probably never shall, whether this disaster was an accident or an enemy attack. But I can't ignore the one definite fact that this inquiry has brought to light. Stingray was, at the time, investigating a sounding taken by phones. A sounding that proved to be completely without foundation.
This is an inquiry, Commander. Phones isn't on trial. There's absolutely no reason why...
Order! I appreciate your concern, Captain Tempest. I'm sure all of us in this room share it. But I am responsible for the aquanauts of the World Security Patrol.
I'm sorry, sir.
Good. This inquiry has underlined once again that all Marineville personnel must be 100%, both physically and mentally. An error of judgment must be thoroughly investigated. It is the decision of this inquiry that phones must submit to a full medical checkup. And until the results are forthcoming, phones will be relieved of all duties.
Let's have a punch roll.
Congratulations, Surface Agent. You have done well.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
And make sure that Phones fails his medical checkup.
Oh, he will. A meeting will shortly be arranged between Phones and myself in this disguise. He will be under the impression that I am a psychiatrist who can help him. By the time I'm finished with him, he'll be laughed out of the wasps forever.
Look, Troy, you know I feel as bad as you do about this Phones business. And I just didn't have a choice.
I know. But Phones isn't the type for hallucinations or whatever you call it.
Well, there's no other explanation.
But there must be. Maybe there's something we haven't thought of.
Look, Troy, the matter's closed. Of course, if some new evidence was to come to light, naturally, it would have to be unofficial, but good luck anyway, Troy.
You didn't have to invite me to break the rules, Commander. I was going to anyway.
I look forward to meeting you, Mr. Phones. Don't forget, I've rented the house on the island of Lemoy.
Well, I know it. I just hope that if you find anything wrong, that you'll be able to fix me up before the checkup, Doc.
Don't worry. I'll fix you up, all right.
Oh, hi, Troy.
Now, look, I've got a plan that may help to clear this whole thing up. Keep it under your hat. But this is the idea.
Wow.
This is great. My first trip out to sea in Stingray.
Now take it easy, Fisher. Don't touch a thing unless I tell you.
Okay, Troy, all clear.
Great.
You've got about 6 hours. Good luck.
An interesting case, Mr. Phones. Most interesting. Now, tell me, have you ever experienced hallucinations previously?
Well, no. No, I've had some kind of crazy dreams, but I've never imagined soundings before.
Very vague. Now, please, to close your eyes. Just let yourself go and completely relax. Now, I'm going to play you some music, just to make you forget all your troubles.
Gee, the noise is deafening. I guess you're the doc.
All right, Mr. Phones. Now open your eyes for a moment and tell me your thoughts.
Boy, have I gone crazy? This room, it's changed. Say, what's going on?
What are you talking about, Mr. Phones? Surely you're not having another hallucination, are you?
I don't know, but I could have sworn the room was different before. I don't remember it like this.
Now, Mr. Phones, just close your eyes again. Let's have some more music, and this time, try to relax.
Can I open my eyes yet?
All right, Mr. Phones, you can open them.
Gee, I'm scared. Supposing I've had another hallucination.
Come along, Mr. Phones. You must face up to the truth. Open your eyes.
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Boy, am I sick. Why, the room, it's back like it was before.
Alas, Mr. Phones, the room has never changed. It's all in the mind. Now, what you need is to go to some lonely place and forget all about the wasps.
Pity I didn't know all this earlier. We'd really saved Troy Tempest a trip. He's going out to that spot to look for evidence.
Say that again?
But Troy Tempest is taking Stingray out to sea looking for evidence.
You don't say.
You can stay aboard, Fisher, and I'll go outside and search.
Okay.
Of course, it'd sure help if we knew what we were looking for.
Could I listen into those headphones, do you think?
How many more times have I got to say no? This is an unofficial trip, and you're just not used to the equipment. If and when you join the crew, you touch, okay?
Okay. Sorry, Captain.
Troy Tempest won't be alone, Your Majesty. We can rid the seas of Stingray forever.
Brilliant work, X20.
You will be well rewarded.
Your thanks are all that I require.
My personal guard will meet you and ensure the success of your plan. First quarter. You got another half hour, Captain.
Thanks, Fisher. Nothing yet.
Tempest. Captain.
What is it?
I'm picking up a sounding. Some kind of submarine, and close.
You've got those headphones on?
Well, yeah.
Well, don't sound so sorry. If you've really found something, I'll buy you a set.
From the sound of it, it can't be far away.
I'm on the way back. Open the hatches.
Phew, that was a close one. What about those two jokers outside?
Well, they can't do anything. Let's worry about that sub.
Now, I wonder where those two guards have got to. Stingray!
Shall I prepare the Sting missiles for launch, Captain?
Let's wait a while. See if we can't find out what it's doing down here.
Why don't they attack and get it over with? Maybe this'll fool them.
Got another sounding, Skipper. There's a ship right behind us.
There can't be. We would have heard it approaching. Unless... Let's trace this echo right back and see what it is. I've got an idea. This could be the answer.
Well, that's it, phones. As from now, you're back on call.
Gee, shucks, I just don't know what to say. It is really great of y'all, what you did. Do you know, I got to the stage where I thought I saw a room spinning round.
Room spinning round?
Yeah. Crazy, ain't it?
I must be crazy working for Titan. I ought to get my head examined.
Marina, aqua marina, what are these strange enchantments that start whenever you're near? can't you whisper the words that my heart is longing to hear? Your magic to me, a beautiful mystery. I'm certain to fall, I know, because you enthrall me so. Marina, Aquamarina, why don't you say that you'll always stay close to my heart?
Morning, morning. How are you? You all right? Are you too warm in that sweater? You're all right? Fine. You've got your vest on as well. Let me see. Oh, no, you haven't. Oh, that's all right. Happy birthday, first of all, to Miss Robin Brimacombe, who lives in Plumpton. This is from Mummy and Daddy and Jonathan and Grandma Brim. And she would like, that's Robin would like, a magic button, but a particular colour to match the sweater. Red, please. Very much. Been very good this morning. Oh. Very smart, very smart. Sally Ann Quick, who lives in Rackenford... Excuse me. Oh, not the balloons. Not the balloons. Sally Ann Quick of Rackens, very early in the morning. I'll get it later. Leave it. Rackenford Road, Tiverton. Sally Ann, a very happy birthday. A very happy birthday. She just started school. Not that you care. I mean, you're playing with balloons. This is from Sally Ann. This is from Philemon. Don't scratch your nose. Philemon, who's her brother. Sasha, who is her dog. And Buffy, who is her rabbit. 5 years old today. A magic button, please. Thank you very much for Sally Ann. You again. Say it. Say it. What a vile colour. Happy birthday to Paul Dobinson of South Hill, Weymouth, who is 4 years... Excuse me. Excuse me. What? What are you playing at? Who of South Hill, Weymouth, is 4 years old today. Mummy and Daddy and Grandad send you lots and lots of love, Paul. Please, Gus, could you do 4 bunny hops and wink your eyes, please? Thank you. Happy birthday to Joanna Mean. Joanna lives in 58 Coronation Avenue. Don't look up my nose, because I'll look up yours. Joanna Mean of Coronation Avenue, Yeovil. 3 years old today. Come here, come here. Oh, leave it, leave it, leave it. This is from Daddy, Mummy, Grannies, Granddads, Auntie Doreen, Uncle Philip. Many thanks. There we are. And actually, Joanna doesn't want you to do anything at all, but you could show off another magic button if you like. A tasteful colour, please, on the magic button. That's awful. That's... Happy birthday to, and press the magic button for, Tracy Webb, who lives in Christina Park. That wasn't you, was it? You little liar. Press the magic button, please, for... this is for Tracy Webb, who's 4 years old today. Oh, smart. Smart. That's from Mummy, Daddy and Peter. Look, a wee Highlander toffee and a balloon. Isn't that wonderful? The toffee's for me and the balloon's for you. Oh, no, it's not. It's for Judy. But Judy's in Tunisia. She comes back on Tuesday, though. Happy birthday, Andrew Pike, 3 years old today, comes from Beer Alston. That's from all the family, and also from Granny and Teddy, who sent a separate card. We're going to see Clapperboard now. We'll be back after that with a few more birthdays. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Don't get too close. Watch your foot. Come on, I'll race you. I'm going fast enough. I just want to dry my hair. Come on. We'll see who gets to the house first. Let's just see if we can get there. How about that?
Hey, you want a helmet?
Of course I want a helmet.
Oh, that's better. That's nice.
Hey, Danny! Hey, you want to race?
No! Come on, let's race a little.
Look, leave me alone, will you?
You look great on that thing.
Come on, what do you say?
I don't want to race.
Come on, you ready? Go! Go, Danny! Go! 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 Whoa! Watch out! Watch out!
I won! I did it! I did it! I won! I won!
This is your second original screenplay. The first was for The Seduction of Joe Tynan,
Right.
Smashing film.
Oh,
Love
thank
that.
you.
But after MASH, where you're working in short scenes and the one-line gag is king, did you find it difficult to sustain a script that runs close on 2 hours?
Well, I did notice when I wrote Joe Tynan that it was more than 3 times harder to write an hour-and-a-half script than it was to write a half-hour script. Keeping the interest going, following the spine of a longer story, and keeping it well supported all during that time is harder to do. But I think I was aided by my experience on MASH because it really isn't a string of jokes. It's very often we try to tell very complex stories, and we try to get as deep into the characters as we can. So it really has been helpful.
How did the notion arise for the 4 seasons? How did the idea develop?
Very much from life, and also from just sort of stumbling around, not knowing what I was doing, which I hasten to say is the way I work, and I get good results that way, I think, because maybe I better explain that. Sounds a little inept. I noticed that I was thinking a great deal about friendship, and I wanted to explore friendship. I wanted to understand it better because I love my friends and I feel that I need them a lot. And I also noticed that it's very, very hard to be close friends with people. It's very hard to be the kind of friend that they want me to be.
Is it actually possible in a marriage at all, do you think?
I don't think it's possible to have the kind of friendship that we deep in our hearts wish we could get with other people. And I think that struggle to have it is funny if you stand back from it. And it's also a little sad. And I think that's why the 4 seasons is both funny and at times, for a moment here and there, serious. But I was kind of obsessed with friendship, and I felt if it meant that much to me, it probably would mean a lot to our lives, but only by seeing them in these special times. And that's what the 4 seasons meant. Then, what I didn't know was that the 4 seasons, the title meant quite a bit more. And I found that out as I went along, just by trying to be true to what I had observed. And I found out that a lot about friendship that I didn't know before, that it comes in stages and it has its own seasons. And that was very interesting to me.
Do you find that your friends are tending to try and recognize themselves in the characters you've written about?
It's interesting. My wife pointed out a very interesting thing the other day, that more of our friends recognize themselves in the movie than there are friends in the movie. I guess the reason for that is that I really tried very hard to make the humor come out of believable characterizations and believable behavior. So as a result, a lot of people in the audience are nudging one another during the movie and saying, "That's just like you, Ralph," or "Isn't that just Sam," or whatever. And if strangers are doing that, I can imagine that people who I know very well must think that surely not only are they in the movie, but surely I must have written them into the movie. You know, when it's only true of a few people.
It is utterly believable. The characters seem actually to have spent their lives together. I mean, they are utterly convincing. Is that just good acting, or did you have a technique for togetherness?
Well, it's both. To some extent, the people already knew one another. Some of them very well. Some of them had worked together many times before. And that wasn't deliberate. I just tried to get the best people for the parts, but we all, many of us had worked together before, and that's a big help. But then we had a 2-week rehearsal period, and the most important result of that rehearsal period, as far as I was concerned, was that we should all get as close as we could. And we spent a lot of our time going out to lunch, having long lunches and breaking open a few bottles of beer and talking and laughing and telling stories about ourselves and on one another. And once I set us the task of getting as close as we could, as close to the closeness that the people in the movie had, the characters, immediately the actors rose to that. Actors are wonderful. They're very generous with themselves, and they immediately started telling very personal, embarrassing stories about themselves. I mean, right away it went to bathroom humor, you know, which is interesting because it just sort of exposes your vulnerability. You know, this silly thing happened to me once, and it says to the other people, I don't mind if you know some things about me that I wouldn't tell a stranger, you know, and it was very touching to see that decision to open up to one another. And we covered a lot of ground, and it shows on the screen in little gestures, little moments of ease with one another that strangers don't have. Strangers won't allow themselves.
What rocks the boat in the picture, of course, literally, is Len Cariou leaving Sandy Dennis and taking on board Bess Armstrong.
Well, what rocks the boat is when he gets her on board. Yeah, that definitely rocks the boat.
This is true. But Bess Armstrong is eventually accepted by the rest of them.
Eventually,
Sandy
yeah.
Dennis is somewhat out in the cold, but you've made her very eccentric, which helps her over, in a sense, that difficulty.
Well, yeah, I think they're all a little eccentric, but I think she probably starts out more eccentric than anybody else does, although everybody eventually shows eccentricities.
It's not common to have a thing about Czechoslovakia and snakes, is it?
Yes, no, that's true. That's true.
I've been trying to get out of my rut. I am thinking about going to Czechoslovakia. Why? Because I've never wanted to go to Czechoslovakia. It is something new, and I'm trying very hard, you know, to be less compulsive, to be a little bit more spontaneous. Last week, I bought a snake.
Bought a snake?
It felt kind of strange at first, but once you get used to him, he's lovely. He's lovely. He's a nice pet.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was disgusting to start with because, you know, he eats mice alive.
You've really been through the ringer, haven't you?
I'm all right. I really am all right. In fact, in some ways, then I think I'm stronger than ever. The only thing is that every time I think about going to Czechoslovakia, I start to cry.
God. Oh.
I'll stop by for Lisa later. And we're going to call you Monday for dinner, okay?
Okay. Annie.
What?
Will you call me at the office? Because I think I can get an assignment for you, huh? I love you.
Do me a favor, and don't tell Nick about the snake, all right?
No.
Well, he thinks I'm crazy as it is. I'll tell you what. To hell with Nick. Tell him it's a goddamn boa constrictor.
Poor thing. I love that character. She's trying so hard to be spontaneous, and that's why she buys a snake. You know, I mean, she's very thrown by having been rejected by her husband, and I know what that's like. There's a little bit of my own disorientation when I've been rejected that's in her character, and there's a little bit of me in all of the characters, but I love her in that moment when she stands up for herself and doesn't really care what her husband thinks of her anymore after he's,
This is when they visit their child at,
at
at school. The child, it seems to me, comes off worst of anybody in all these relationships, and it seems that just for a moment there, you can't quite decide whether it's tragedy or whether it's comedy.
Well, I think that's just what she's going through at the time. You're talking about the daughter of the man who has left his wife, yeah. and his daughter is seems very depressed. Some people in the audience feel that she's really very hard hit by it, and is having trouble coming out of it because she does seem very depressed. I have the impression that her utter refusal ever to smile, even when he's killing himself to make her smile, is a good example of her having him around her finger. I mean, I think that she's making him pay a little bit for his not caring enough about her to consult her before he left her mother. But I think that she'll probably get over it before too long. There's something about the way she kicks that soccer ball later with her hands in her pockets and a sour look on her face that makes me think that she is being depressed, that she's not actually depressed and all that much, you know.
Come on, sweetheart. You're not as morose as all that, and you know it. You got a great big smile down there somewhere, and you just won't let it out. Come on, give in. Let's have a nice big smile. I know you've got one in there. I can see it sitting there, dying to come out. Here it comes. I can see it curling up at the corner of your mouth. Come on, here it comes. Here comes the smile. Smile, goddammit! All right, don't.
If you had to choose, which of the characters in the film would you rather spend a holiday with?
And now that you ask, aside from the character who's my daughter in the movie, who actually is my daughter, and who I just spent a holiday with and loved it, so I think I'd probably, now that I think about it, probably choose her. But aside from her, the character of the wife of the character that I play and Carol Burnett plays, because she's so smart and funny and able to, willing to fight things out when things don't go right, which I like. But even better than that, when things don't go right, able to laugh. She breaks up in the middle of an argument, and I think it's terrific when an argument can end in laughter. That's the best solution. That's about the only solution that makes any sense when both of you have to win. If one of you keeps winning over the other one, it's the end of that.
Catherine, I'm sorry to say this.
What? Say it!
You're making me furious.
You're furious now?
I'm enraged.
How can you tell? I can't see the difference. Maybe you can learn to stamp your foot as a signal. Look, try this.
You shut up. You know how that voice carries?
When you're mad at me, I expect to see it. I don't want to have to read about it 2 years from now in your goddamn diary.
You know how our good times together come in waves? Right now, I would say we're in a very deep trough.
So is there anything of your real wife in that character?
A little bit, but there's a lot came out of conversations I had with Carol herself before we shot the movie, and she was very generous and dug into her own life and into people she's known, and had a lot of very good insights that I was very grateful for. And the scene, the fight in the bedroom where she says she complains about my thinking she's perfect, came out of those conversations, and it's one of my favorite scenes.
Which season did you find most difficult to suggest in terms of mood to get right?
Well, for different reasons, each of the seasons was difficult. Fall was difficult because we were shooting it in the springtime, and we had to create the illusion of fall with a bunch of bare trees, which we tied fall leaves to. I mean, we were very successful. I mean, I don't think anybody knows this unless I tell them that. But they were real fall leaves. We didn't, I mean, it's not a total fake, but the leaves had fallen on a previous year, see? And then they were sold to a warehouse in California, and we bought them from there and transported them back to Virginia. I guess they fell in Vermont, and we put them on trees in Virginia.
It's a crazy business.
Tied them to the trees, and then we had about 10 trees, and we kept moving them around to different locations. so I could suggest fall over here, and then I'd point the camera over there, would line up the trees in the different configurations so it wouldn't look like the same trees, and we'd shoot it over there, spread leaves around. All these people in Virginia and Georgia kept saying, what is the matter with these people? We have this beautiful springtime, and they keep spreading these dead, ugly leaves all over the place. Summer was difficult because it was very hot and buggy in this beautiful paradise where we shot. But I had never been there in May when it's very hot.
This is the Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands, yeah. And everybody in the company, which up until then had been a very close-knit company, everybody wanted to go home. They kept giving me these dirty looks. If I did the take again, they'd get a little a little upset. But I kept mentioning to them, the reason we're doing it again is that it stinks, folks. You all want to go home a lot more than you want to do the scene. So we have to do it again, you know. And they really are wonderful performers. And we're able to go over scenes sometimes dozens of times and just get better and better and better. And that's really exciting to see that happen.
Has anybody suggested that you prolong these relationships, which work so well? That maybe a TV series?
Yeah. And do what?
A TV series?
I think we may do a television series out of it. I don't know. Somebody suggested doing what do you call it, a sequel as a movie. But I don't know if I would want to pursue them in a movie. I really don't know at this point. I will definitely do it. Try a television series, I don't know. Because I think that some of these characters would really wear well over and over again.
Yeah. In any event, it's a big hit in the States. What difference has it made to your life?
I tell you, it's mainly personal and artistic. You know, it feels so good to have made this movie up from scratch. It's not like when I write something for MASH. Those characters were handed to me by someone else. You know, somebody else did all the groundwork on them. But I discovered these characters myself. I discovered the story myself. Directed it, edited it, chose the music, hundreds of hours of listening to Vivaldi, and then took it around the country. Physically took it to 17 cities around the United States and opened it up there and let people know about it. And for it to be such a hit after that is a wonderful feeling. And the best part of it is when people come up to me and tell me that they've been actually moved by it. Because I always wanted them to laugh at it and I wanted them to feel something. But when people come up to me, as 15 or 20 people have, and say, I enjoyed the movie, but when I went home, I got out my address book and I called up friends who I felt I had been neglecting because the movie made me think about them. That's the highest praise I think I can get. I feel warmed by that. I feel somehow that I have made contact with, I have touched people I don't even know. And somehow we've all warmed ourselves up a little bit more to the people around us. And I'm a little changed by the movie. I am more forgiving of my friends and people around me. And I like that feeling very much. And to think that maybe people watching it have a similar experience is hard to believe, but even a better feeling for me than seeing this gigantic commercial success that it is. Although it's nice to have both. That feels awfully good. I never knew I could have this much pleasure doing this kind of work.
Alan Alda, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
What do you say?
Teflon Silverstone, the tough non-stick surface with a heart of stone.
It was an ordinary day when suddenly Dreamer came into my life. Immediately I was drawn into incredible adventures. I met Cheryl, a girl detective, a ghost ballerina, a dog who stole 2 hearts, and I got a free heart bracelet. Dreamer for girls who love great stories.
Out making a cup of tea. I do beg your pardon. Happy birthday to Laura Callis of Plimpton, who's 4 years old today. 4 bunny hops, please, and that's from, excuse me, 4 bunny hops, please, for Laura. Thank you very much, and that's from all the family, Laura. Happy birthday, Anthea Jane Ellicott of Denbury House, Willand Old Village, is 8 years old. It wasn't you, was it? You little liar. Willand Old Village, 8 years old today. Please stand on your head. Thank you very much. Anthea, oh, he's going to do it. I don't think he'd do it. Near enough. That's pretty good. Dale Jarvis is 5 years old today. Comes from Hartland near Bideford. A very happy birthday to you, Dale. Happy birthday to Lindsay, Lindsay Gardner, who lives at Thatcham Park, Yeovil. 5 years old today, and she would like 5 bunny hops, please. Thank you very much. And that's from Mummy and Daddy and Sister Lisa. Happy birthday, Lindsay. Happy birthday to Richard Joshua Bale of Indian Queens, Cornwall, 3 years old today. And Richard Joshua Bale would like 3 bunny hops. Is that it? And it's Daddy's birthday as well. And it says kisses for Judy from Daddy. Well, as we said before, she's in Tunisia, but I'll tell her when she comes back. Happy birthday, or he will. Happy birthday, Adam Husband, who lives in And just got time for Kelly Rounsley of Barn Close, Widden Down. 3 bionic jumps, please, and that's from all the family, Kelly. And that's all we got time for. I hope you have a really nice birthday if it's your birthday today. Bye-bye.
Now it's time for the flan-flinging programme, packed full of fun and frolics. Guests are Super Sting of the Police and rock group Genesis, so hold on to your hats. It's TISWAS.
Somebody missing.
Who? You're here?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Yes, we're hearing your
Foggy.
telly.
Where's Foggy?
Foggy's not in your telly.
No.
Saturday, Saturday, Saturday is TISWAS Day. Saturday, Saturday, Saturday is TISWAS. Never a day to miss, 'cause Saturday is TISWAS Day. A TISWAS Day, so doesn't matter day. Fill the day with fun and have a laugh a day. Have yourself a real man today, 'cause Saturday is TISWAS